In this video I'm going to look at how you can generate terms of a sequence that are either iterative sequences or recursion relations. So if we go into the calculator, you can see that option 8 on mine says recursion. If I select that, it comes up with this screen. So they're using an A where I'm using U, but that's absolutely fine. So I want to type in my general rule. So I start off with 3 and it comes up with these along the bottom. So I'm just going to be using UN. If you did have terms that were just nth term sequences, you can use F1 as well. But I've got UN minus 5. So I type that in. And then what's the really next important thing is I need to go to set. So I need to tell it what I'm looking for. So start and end is what bits of the sequence do you want. So I want the first term up to the 5th term. You might just be looking for the 10th term or whatever, so you can change it to be what you want. And we've got A1, so I need to change this from A0. So I've got A1, in this case it's 3. So I've now set it up for the things that I need. So I press execute again, it takes me back to this screen. And what I then want to press is table. So it tells me that the first term would be 3, which we already know. The second term of my sequence would be 4. My third term would be 7. My next one would be 16. And then the 5th term would be 43. It's important that you do highlight them, particularly if they're decimals, because the full version will come up across the bottom. Now on the second one, it's given in a slightly different form. I've got UN and UN minus 1. Actually, when I'm going to type it in, I'm going to almost ignore the fact it's a different form. So I'm going to do a 5th, and I'm still going to use the AN button because it's still the previous term plus 10. Then when I go to my set, I still want the first term to the 5th term, so that's fine. But this time my first term is 10, so I need to change my A1 to 10. And then when I go back to my table, this time I can see that the first term would be 10, the second term is 12, then I've got 12.4, then I've got 12.48. Now it gives it over here as a fraction instead, so you might want to do it as 312 over 25. And again, the next one is also given as a fraction, so it keeps it exact. It might be that you only want them to a certain degree, so you might want to round them, but do always highlight it so you can check what is the exact one as well. And that's just a quicker way of generating the terms of a sequence. Again, if you did just want, maybe you wanted to know what the 10th to the 12th terms were, I'd still start with A1, and when I go to my table, it will just show me the 10th, the 11th and the 12th term, so I can just pick a particular bit of that sequence.